Hey guys, Nuie here, and this is going to be a little bit of a newer kind of thing on my channel. Basically, this is going to be build recap. I'm going to have two kind of portions to this, and basically, this is the first portion of it, which will be right around the middle levels, because this is my first character, and this is my level 50 character. He's currently level 50, so, well, he's level 49, but he's about to be 50. So, I'm gonna kind of fill you in. This basically how this series is gonna work is I've already started my build theories, and as you guys have seen those, and you've seen those videos and what I'm doing there. So this will be almost a continuation on those, in where I show you basically what my character kind of looks like as I hit mid game, and then I will do a second portion of this as I sort of hit end game, where I hit like level 85 ish or level 80 ish around there. And then I'll show you guys again where I'm at as far as everything with my character. So, the first thing I want to show you guys is my current skill tree. I did get a nice jewel socket drop, so I got 14% increased totem build. This is my Ruaumoko build, so any totem damage I can get is always nice. And the extra dexterity was actually really nice because I'm actually lacking a bit of dexterity as far as this build. So the fact that it got a totem damage and dexterity was super helpful. The 4% attack speed with one-handed weapons is kind of irrelevant, but you know, it's whatever. It's not anything harmful to me, so I don't mind. And then I just have a extra physical damage and armor one over here. But I've already pretty well into the build. I already have my shockwave totem as you get at level 28. I've already got some good spell damage. So I have all these spell damage nodes as well as retribution. I have good area damage from amplify, and I also have blast radius for the extra area damage. That's 40% increased area damage from that. I'm also down here taking the extra totem damage as well as the extra attack speed or cast speed for my totem, so that's going well. I also have my ancestral bond, so I don't have to do attacks anymore as well. It's just all my totem damage and everything from that. And then I've grabbed just some basic health nodes and extra mana nodes and things like that for basically just righteous decree and stuff like that. So I have reduced mana cost and a large increase in mana. As you guys know, this build, I've also completed the normal ascendancy trial, so I already have my mana regen and power charge gained from this, and I definitely plan on heading up here and grabbing the extra spell damage from power charges overall, so I'll get those, and then I'll grab the extra power charge here too. So far heading into the build, it's feeling pretty nice. I do decent amount of damage. I have to say I have died quite a few times, but it's mostly been from me not fully understanding all the new content or anything like this. As I told you guys before, I had no intention of looking at any of the beta or anything like that. I wanted to fully go into this game fresh, so I've actually been caught pretty by surprise by the newness of everything as far as X5 and X6. I'm just starting out on those, so I guess I've basically fought 4 or 5 new bosses now, and they all been extremely interesting fights. They've been challenging, and it's very difficult for me to fully understand what's going on. So this build is actually great for that, because I can actually set up my totems and then step away and really learn the mechanics of the fights for my other builds, which are more focused on being inside the fight. So I need to be aware of things that I need to dodge and things I need to I can kind of face tank, or things I can kind of take a few ticks of and then have to move away. It's very interesting, all the new stuff, and I'm super enjoying this patch. But this is why I feel like this is a great starter build for players, because it's very easy to get into. It's very easy to scale as far as damage, and it's very easy to get yourself set up, and it's got no real cost. I haven't spent much of any of my currency or anything like that, so I've actually been great because I've been able to save up quite a bit of currency in my stashes currently. And to be honest, all I have really is just a good 4-link. I have a couple 4-links, and that's pretty much all I really need to clear things. I'm doing about in total is about, actually it's closer to about 2,000 damage, 2,200, and then with a couple new gems that I've been added with the patch, my damage is even higher than that, and I have pretty sufficient life, and I don't have a huge amount of energy shield yet, but I still need to complete the extra ascendancies, so basically the cruel merciless ascendancies, so that I can grab the extra, all my mana gets, 30% of my mana will get converted to extra energy shield. So that'll be a little bit more important, and that's when my energy shields will start increasing pretty drastically, but for now I needed to grab the life, and that's why I've started grabbing those life notes and stuff. But heading over into jewel sockets, I'm actually doing something a little bit unique. I'm not sure if anyone else has started doing that, but first off, before that, I'm just getting a basic lightning golem just for increased cast speed, and then I have a minion life support on that. And then for my buffs, I'm running Herald of Ash as well as Hatred. So as you guys know, Shockwave Totem does physical damage, so any percentage of my physical damage will go over to that, so things like that are good. So those increase the damage pretty easily. And then heading down into my Shockwave Totem, I have a controlled destruction support on it. So that'll give me 34% increased spell damage with 100% reduced critical strike chance. Now I will show my completed build, so I'll show you guys why this is not a huge deal, because I'll be grading a large amount of critical strike chance as well as critical strike multiplier from my tree, so I'm not too worried about the reduction from that. And then the 34% increased spell damage is really nice. And then I'm adding an added fire damage support, as again it does physical damage, so taking the 36% of my physical damage as fire damage is great. And then I am running just the Shockwave Totem itself. I don't have a extra quality thing for it yet. I haven't found any of those, so I eventually hope to be able to get this up to max quality and be able to change that. And then lastly, I'm running an efficacy support, which is one of the new support items in this game. It's supported skills deal 12% more spell damage. Supported skills deal 17% more damage over time. Supported skills have 11% increased skill effect duration. So the two major portions of this are the spell damage and the increased effect duration. Because basically, instead of having to run a increased duration on my totem, I can actually just run this. This will increase the duration of my totem, because totems do go on. Shockwave Totem in particular goes under duration. So then, and it does the spell damage. So the 12% spell damage does more. I'm not sure if the 17% more damage over time is actually affecting this, because I don't feel like it does damage over time. It just does hits, and it has a duration of time in which it does hits. So I'm not sure if that's particularly helpful to it, but the two other portions are interesting, and I wanted to test it out. So I've been liking the results from it pretty well. And then heading down into I'm just running Lightning Warp, and I'm running a faster casting as well as a less duration support, so that I can spam this and kind of do it pretty quickly. And then lastly, this is the little bit weird thing that I'm doing. I'm running increased duration support, and I'm running vulnerability. So anything takes 30% increased damage from overtime effects, but it also does 24% increased physical damage, which is the important thing for this, as Shockwave Totem does deal physical damage. So I'll basically do that onto an area, drop my 2 totems, and then I'll get, and they'll pretty much one-shot things. This is basically how this build works right now, to be honest with you. And then the weird thing about this, though, I am running an increased area of effect support, but I'm also running another new jewel, which is Arcane Surge support. Basically, as you spend mana with certain skills, then you get a buff, which is called Arcane Surge, which grants you currently for me, because it's level 14, 17% more spell damage. Now, the reason I decided to take use of this with vulnerability is basically vulnerability counts as a spell for it, and it still will use up mana as I use it. Now, because I have the extra duration as well as increased area of effect support, duration will actually both increase the duration of vulnerability as well as the duration of Arcane Surge support. So, I'm getting a longer amount of time with more spell damage, which is great for Shockwave Totem, and then I'm also getting a larger amount of time with vulnerability being up on mobs. So basically all I have to do is run in, cast vulnerability, I'll get the arcane surge from that, and then I cast my 2 shockwave totems, and then they'll get the increased 70% damage from that. I'm also currently running a silver flask, so I'm getting onslaught, and then I have the attack damage leeches mana. So that gives me a nice mana sustain. Now, this is kind of a new iteration. I'm not really sure if it's the most effective way to do this, but I'm liking the results so far. Basically, I'm able to curse an entire area, and then Shockwave Totem one-shots everything, and then I'll keep that Arcane Surge for, the Arcane Surge will stay up. Every time I kill stuff, I'll get the power charges, so that'll increase my critical strike chance. So that also takes away from this controlled destruction support, which reduces my critical strike chance. And then I'm also gonna be, as I scale up again, pulling up the passive tree again. As I scale up and grab this, which I'm five skill points away from it, because I want to grab this last life node, and then I'll head up into it and grab the extra spell damage. After I grab that, I'll be able to get four spell charges, so I'll get all the extra crit from that, and I'll also get the increased spell damage from all of those. So, my shockwave totems will do very, very nice amounts of damage. And I'll be able to sustain Arcane Surge without any issues. And then I'll start scaling into like mana and stuff like that, just to probably grab Mind Over Matter, and I'll also grab some extra crit multiplier and stuff like that. I will remember to show you guys as soon as I hit like towards end game, like after I clear basically Act 10 basically. I'll show you guys what's going on and what I'm really rounding out the builds for before I start maps and as I head into maps. But I'm basically gonna start doing this more often with each of my builds as I level it. I feel like this will be a nice way for me to force me to level high, because I'll have the extra motivation to show off you guys what I'm doing and how this build is progressing. So, again, it's not like I don't have any motivation to level. It's that I also have I'll see a new skill gem, and I'll really end up making a new build, and I'll forget to level because I'll be having so much fun just trying out and coming up with a fun way to play that build and really augment the power of that build. So this now will force me to really get into leveling, learn new mechanics, learn things, learn how to really in-depth develop characters, and that'll help me grow as a player, because then I'll be able to learn both the mid-game, the end-game, the beginning of the game, and things like that, and be able to really increase how I develop my builds. So, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys enjoyed what I'm doing here, and I hope you guys leave any comments you have on my build, or as far as what you guys see coming. Just a reminder, my Ruaumoko build tutorial, or my actual build theory, is up on my channel, and I will leave the link to that as well. And then as far as anything else, I hope you guys just keep continuing to watch my content. I get so many views lately, and I just love it. It's great seeing all of the interaction. It's great getting to talk to you guys. It's great getting to hear your guys' thoughts on my builds and what you guys feel as far as everything I've done. So all of that is great. I hope you guys continue to watch my channel, support me as a player, and I just hope you guys find my content useful and helpful to you guys, and maybe you'll try my builds, and maybe you guys will give me a shout out as far as trying my builds. Maybe you guys will even take my builds and edit them yourselves and give your own kind of view of them. If you guys do that, just be sure to give me a shout out for it, because that would be really cool. But I'm gonna head out here, guys. I'm gonna go do some more leveling and really dive more into this game. So I will catch you all later. Nuie out. Heaven sent my residence, it's heaven, just visiting, blending.